2021. When I meet you, I make use of this press conference to see you all. I wish you all a healthy, prosperous year. At this moment, I do believe that the common wish of Hong Kong people is to keep COVID-19 under control so that lives can resume normal, flow of people across the border and traveling outside Hong Kong will resume as soon as possible. This is our objective and we will work towards it. Starting from the second half of November, we saw a new outbreak. Now we see a decline in the number of confirmed cases. However, the rate of decline is rather slow, especially compared to the last outbreak. The number of confirmed cases in December is a record high, standing at 2,532 cases. In terms of number of cases in a single month. In the past few days, we have seen signs that the epidemic is subsiding. In the past 7 days, the number of local confirmed cases is no more than 45 cases. Local untraceable cases account for about 30% of these cases. It shows that the measures we put in place have been somewhat effective, but it's still a long road towards full resumption of normal activities. The Secretary for Food and Health as well as the Secretary for Education have announced that the current stringent social distancing measures will be extended for another 14 days. Suspension of face-to-face classes will also have to be extended. The Secretary for Education, having heard views from principals, have introduced some flexible measures. I do notice that they've received the support of most principals. Our current measures to guard against imported cases is most stringent. As a result of that, there has been some inconvenience caused to Hong Kong people. I ask for your understanding. In this wave, in this new outbreak, we have to adopt the most stringent measures. Preventing importation of cases is very important because the pandemic globally is still severe, and a lot of people might be coming back from outside Hong Kong, from European countries. In this new outbreak, we have put in a lot of manpower and resources. I see that we have all worked together and put in our efforts to make contribution to control the epidemic. This is the start of a new year. I'd like to make use of this opportunity to express my gratitude towards you all. First and foremost, the Food and Health Bureau. Professor Chen, the Secretary, has been working tirelessly in the past year. Departments responsible for public health, that is, the Department of Health, the Center for Health Protection, as well as testing centers for public health, have been working at their utmost. Everyone has been mobilized. Even dentists have been mobilized to help in the fight against the epidemic. In recent days, we have heard about small outbreak clusters in hospitals. We're very concerned, everyone is. We hope that we will all do better to protect our frontline healthcare staff. I can say that every single government department has made their contributions. Some are at the front line, some are working behind the scene. For frontline officers, it's not just the police. There are about 6 or 7 departments with public powers who have been enforcing the laws. the civil aid service as well as the auxiliary medical service have been fully mobilized to help. I'd like to thank a large number of retired civil servants to come back to help at just at the moment's call to come back to help us. It's not just people in the government. We have a number of collaborators working with us. I'd like to name the 4 experts who have been working with us in the past year. A number of other professors as well as experts have been joining us. I'd like to also mention our contractors. They work tirelessly to establish testing centers. There are also mask manufacturers as well as private laboratories. Very often we found them starting from scratch within a very short notice to set up mobile testing centers. I express my heartfelt gratitude towards them. Of course, the most important party is the general public. Without your help, our work will not be as effective. Going forward, we're working on every single segment that can be improved to enhance our capability to fight the epidemic. It's not just about the police enforcement actions. There is also the LCSD and the AFCD. We have issued over $305,000 fixed penalty tickets, hoping to achieve a higher deterrence effect. We have altogether conducted 1.6 million testing since the end of November. Through mandatory testing, necessary testing, and voluntary testing, we have identified 3,000 confirmed cases. It proves that such approach of target-based testing is effective. We have legislated to issue notices for mandatory testing covering over 40 blocks of buildings. We have covered about 80% of the residents of these building blocks, accounting for about 50,000 people. 80% is a conservative figure because we obtained the figure from mobile testing centers as well as temporary testing centers. Some residents might have chosen other ways to get tested, say, for example, to get the sample bottle from over 180 locations. They have not been counted. Of the 50,000 mandatory testings, we have identified about 12 confirmed cases. It shows that our work has been effective. After mandatory testing, we need to support it with enforcement. We give the incentive for those who need to be tested to get tested. We have conducted the first enforcement action targeting Jetmin at Chun. You may have heard about a supporting measure. It's a testing on sewage. That initiative started as a research, but we found that it's been very effective in identifying sites. We have enhanced testing facilities at the Hong Kong U that enables us to conduct such tests. In Choi Wen Estate Phase 2, we have made use of testing of sewage to support our mandatory testing on Fung Chak House as well as in Kai Fai House. All our efforts aim at early identification, early treatment and early isolation to curb the spread of the virus. Recently, we have heard from a number of professors talking about tracing close contacts. That is very important. We have mobilized more manpower to do this work. Apart from the manpower devoted from the police force, we have also mobilized officers from the Immigration Department as well as the Customs and Excise Department. Responsible personnel will receive briefing from experts on how to conduct contact tracing in a more scientific way. All in all, as I said, where is necessary, we will devote more manpower and resources in every single segment in our effort to fight the epidemic. I ask members of the public to maintain social distancing, to reduce cross-household gatherings so that we can control the epidemic as soon as possible.
The floor is now open. Please raise your hand, and when given the mic, please state the media organization you represent before you speak. Mrs. Lam, good morning. I'm from Cable News. You mentioned tracing the close contact of close